Yeah.
It didn't say started.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, I have submitted this change list 560039 with respect to the HM7793, which basically adds the SRTP 256-bit AES encoding inside in the SRTP. Okay. So let us go through the changes that I have made, and I'd like to explain these changes so that it will be easier for you to look at the two things which I have not tested. That is, I have not tested Avaya H323 and Avaya SIP because the Avaya network or the Avaya lab was not properly functioning for this. So that needs to be tested. So before we can release this particular feature.
So you said
Okay.
you haven't tested that with the wire or a 8, right?
Not 8, even 7 also I could not test.
Yeah, we could not test that because it is not
Yes,
supported on
yes,
that side,
yes. All
right?
that I have tested is on SIP channels where it is working fine.
With Aura.
Normal SIP,
Huh?
normal without aura, only SIP
Just
state machine.
hammer to hammer call
Camera SIP, yeah.
without a wire in the middle.
Yes, that is working fine. Okay. So let us just go to this important thing. The first things four are the configurator changes, where I have made changes to enable user to enter the 256-bit key. Earlier it was only 128-bit key. So user should be allowed to enter the 256-bit key. Therefore, I made these four changes in the Hammer configurator. Okay. Uh, the main change here is in the EMPX SRTP helper. These two,
Mm-hmm.
these two changes. That is this class basically implemented the new version of that is yeah. It implemented 256-bit on top of the already existing 128-bit encryption algorithm. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here basically, I have just added parameters to include the key size, encryption key size.
Mm-hmm.
So this key size was not there. So whenever I create a class of an object of this class, I'll be passing the key size, whether it will be 128 or 256.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, depending on that, I have made changes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just have a quick go. I'll just go through these changes little bit so that it
Mm-hmm.
will become easier. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Actually, these functions are there. IPPS, RIJN, regimen, and DIL 128-bit. These functions are Intel given functions.
Mm-hmm.
I could not find the documentation on this easily, but finally I could find the documentation. So then only I was able to continue.
Uh, and that
Yeah, I
documentation,
have a document.
just one word. Have you uploaded the documentation to this Jira item?
I will add. It is actually
Please
on the
do.
top
So we had that.
because yes, because you don't lose that one because I could not
Mm-hmm.
find it easily. I had to search through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but now I have kept it safely in my
Yeah,
tasks
it would
folder.
be very beneficial for
Yes,
this item to have
otherwise
that.
it will become
Mm-hmm.
difficult for. So we create a context. So now it will be depending upon the key size.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm creating 16 byte or 32 byte keys
Mm-hmm.
area for master key, and this is the session encryption key.
Simply allocating memory for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is this n size? Yeah,
It's
size is
clear.
that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, this should be 128 only. We should not change this to 256 byte.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because this is the data block length, not the key length.
Mm-hmm.
That is one confusion which I had initially, but finally I verified after the documentation, after I got the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
And here, when I have allocated memory in the constructor, so consequently I'm deleting them here. 4 news, 4 deletes.
Mm-hmm.
This is set encryption key size. Actually,
It's only
this
debug
is just a
line.
check. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's fixed. Once we create a class, we are not going to change it anywhere. But
Mm-hmm.
if at all some because of some error, somebody is requesting a different key size, then I'm outputting a debug message.
Mm-hmm.
Then here, this is the initializer. In the initializer, uh, yeah, the caller will pass. That is the user of this class. He will pass both the keys and the salt.
Mm-hmm.
So using those key and salt, that is master key and master salt, I will create the session key and session key and session salt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is the use of this function. So basically, I'm here copying the keys. Okay, if the key is not there, I'm using a random key. And here it was always a fixed key size. Now I'm having a key size which is given by the user.
Mm-hmm.
So that key size divided by 8 will give me the number of bytes to copy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So keys are copied now. And here it is, this is the initializer function which will initialize the encryption algorithm, AES encryption algorithm. Okay. AES encryption algorithm initializer takes the key size as its argument. Okay. Earlier it was all 128 bit. Now it will be depending on the key size given by the user when the class was when the object was created.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Apart from that, there is not much change in the encryption algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Only this when initializing the context, we have to give the key size. Okay.
So that
Uh,
range die function actually is the key here, right?
yeah,
That
it takes the,
IPPS range die 128. It
yeah,
works for both 128
yes,
and
y-
256 now.
yes. But
And
you have to pass the argument
mhm,
128.
I
This
see.
one.
Mm-hmm. Understand.
Yeah. And then I'm not able to see things properly. A bit, 1 minute. Little bit. So now I'm decoding the keys here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is another kind of init where master key and session key are given together
Mm-hmm.
in a single string. So from that single base 64 encoded string, I have to extract 128-bit or 256-bit uh, session key, and the salt is always 128-bit only.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not 128. That is original length. It
Mm-hmm.
is 2 byte short of 128. 128.
So you added that essentially that else.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just one. Now it has become two.
Mm-hmm.
First, if it is 128, it is all the old, and if it is not 128, then this one is going to be active.
That else condition. So
Yeah,
it says empirics
this is the
and you say m current key size. So it could be like that condition may not be met somehow, like and then
this one of these two should meet
okay, I see.
because it is not even here also.
Mm-hmm.
No check is there, or
Mm-hmm.
we can keep a check. The length should be either for 128-bit or 256-bit, and it should
Understand.
not be anything arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
So for 256-bit, then the length of the string has to be equal to this particular value plus 2. That particular value will come to around 62 or so, this particular value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is just get encryption key size. I'm just returning the current key size with which this object has been initialized.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is just I have added a check
Mm-hmm.
just to see when you are doing a copy params.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ensuring that the key size is same between key size between both the source and the destination is same.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is a kind of thing where I am displaying the session key and session all the keys, session and masters. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm displaying the keys over here. So I have just encoded the thing in the key and just put in the output. So that will be passed back.
Wait a second.
And yeah,
So that output, what is you executing that B64 in code, and
yeah,
they give it to output, and then you free PTMP. And where is this? Where is the result of
buffer.
that?
It has been copied to buffer.
Okay. Mhm. Where
And
it's
this
copied
buffer will
to
be
buffer
displayed by the,
by
yeah, this
what
buffer will
function?
be displayed in the log sometimes.
Where it's getting copied to p buffer? I don't see.
Here, strcpy.
String copy. I see. Okay. Thank you.
I think we can go like this.
Yes. Key size.
Better. This is also over, right?
Mm.
Copy params is done, and then this is one important thing actually. Okay, generate session keys. Okay, this function basically generates the session keys using the master key and master salt. Okay, so how does it do? Basically, uh, it encrypts continuous consecutive integers. If I can say what about the, say something about this AES to AES encryption. Uh, Here we take two integers. We take an integer and encrypt it, and that will become your session key. Again, you take another integer, you encrypt it using the primary key, then that will become session salt. Did you get that? Okay, I'll repeat. We are having two things. One is master key and master salt. Right? Now we will create a integer using the master salt. Okay, and some other parameters like the other things. Basically, it will depend upon this label, right? We take the label, we take the salt and create one integer and we encrypt it using the master key and master salt using the master key. Then we will get another value which will become our session key. Similarly, we encrypt another label. Okay.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
So that M underscore BRTP SRTP and The else is SRTCP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what we do basically is take this label and add salt, take this label and salt together and then encrypt it. Then we will get uh, session key and session salt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, that is the algorithm to generate the session key and session salt. But in 128-bit case, the session key size was also 128-bit. Okay. In 256-bit case, the session key is 256-bit. In this process, basically we will get only 128-bit value when we encrypt one time. So in order to get 256-bit session key, I had to encrypt it to the next number.
Mm-hmm.
So this basically does that.
Mm-hmm.
It does two times. Actually, I have a little bit old. I think I should have prepared a bit better. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
let us go to
This command need to do the below 2 times.
yeah,
What that means?
that's
That
what.
c- that command, line 445.
Yes,
What that 2 times mean?
we are expanding it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, see, for 256-bit, again I have to do this one more time.
I see. Mm-hmm.
This one, this is same. We do this for 128-bit also.
Mm-hmm.
This first encrypt, and then we will get MPKE. That is the session key. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, session key, session primary key, right? But this
Mm-hmm.
will generate only 128 bits in the MPKE. Are you getting?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
MPKE, the size of this particular variable is 128 in the 128-bit case and 256 bit in the 256-bit case. So, but this encryption algorithm will yield only 128 bits.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to yield another 16 bytes, that is another 128 bytes,
Mm-hmm.
128 bits using this particular function.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing MPKE plus 16,
Mm-hmm.
and I am what I'm taking, I'm encrypting the next integer, the last one, expand one. This will increment uh, the thing that the data by one. This
Mm-hmm.
here the last bit in X is 0. Here
Mm-hmm.
I am expanding 1 into the last bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be the next integer.
Mm-hmm.
So basically now I have got the session key. 256-bit session key if we are in 256-bit mode, or 128-bit session key if we are in 128-bit mode.
Mm-hmm.
So rest all almost same. There is nothing much.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am expanding 0 because earlier I expanded 1 in that particular place. So I just have to undo it in case it was 256-bit. and the rest of the things not much different.
Mm.
The rest of the things are clear, Vlad. There is nothing much here. Only
Just
thing is
okay.
uh,
Just tell
wherever
me
there is
that documentation from Intel. What is all that about? About that SRTP libraries, how it work,
no
or
this
just
IPPS routines.
okay. Hmm. Thank you.
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, I think we don't have to spend much on this because we have to spend other things also.
Hmm.
So basically that is the difference.
Hmm.
Generate session keys is the difference because the session key in the new world is 256 bits and the session key in the old world is 128 bit. That is the assumption. Basically, all of them are these macro changes
Hmm. Hmm.
because I had to remove this size which was fixed in the old world and now that was changing. So
Hmm.
wherever that was being used, I have added this +2 +2.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, generate crypto. This is another thing where it is different.
Hmm.
I have defined these two things.
Hmm.
These macros I have defined.
Hmm.
For 128 bit, the macro was already existing. S1 dash SRTP AESCM 128. That whatever we give in the SAT, right?
Hmm.
That value. Uh, so let's not go too much detail in this because this is good already. I have reviewed with you once.
Hmm.
Uh, this is not going to create a problem.
Hmm.
The problem is not with this. Okay. Uh,
Hmm.
so I'm just going to end of this. The problem is anyone who is using this.
Hmm.
So based on the changes in this SRTP helper class, I
Hmm.
have identified all the other changes. Because of this change, whichever broke, I have corrected them. But my guess here would be if I have missed anyone. Sorry. Yeah, these are the functions.
Hmm.
Wherever this particular empirics EMPX SRTP helper class is object is getting created, everywhere I have to add this key size equal to whether it is 128 bit or not.
Hmm.
And correspondingly, I have added this key size bits. in the endpoint class. I think we should have. This variable was not there. I have added this variable. So
Mm-hmm.
whoever is initializing this EMPX SRT endpoint, uh, that is basically done in the voice channel init. We have to also initialize the key size bits
Mm-hmm.
with that we have to see. Anyway, in this changes, anyway, it will come back. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, all these changes are that only.
Mm-hmm. But what doesn't work with that, or it's just impossible to test, or something is
We have
failing?
not tested clearly. If we test only, we will know. Probably it will work. Uh,
So
or
you're saying that
if we
we're
are
not
if we
able
are
to do what with Aura?
if we are not initializing the key size properly,
Mm-hmm.
this one, like in the endpoint here, it is there, right?
Yeah, but I mean with Aura 8, have you been able to configure it the way so it supported that encryption
Can
type?
you repeat? Can you repeat? I didn't get.
Uh, when you test with Avaya Aura 8, right? When you set it
Okay.
for SRTP test, what was the
Mm.
result?
Uh, I did not test it with the 8. First 7 itself, it was failing. It was failing with 8 also. We have to see what is the problem.
So you configured everything for that test. You ran that test for
But
SIP stations,
exact
right?
configuration, what should be given, I am not knowing. Because even with the 7.2 also, it was going off.
So with 7.1, with 128 bits, it failed, right?
Yeah.
With whatever worked before that 7 bits, I mean 128 bits, it did
Mm,
fail. So you were
yeah.
able to configure that so to run that SRTP test with Aura 7 and the like original code or like originally supported codecs were failing. Is that correct statement or?
Yeah. I'm not able to correctly remember now. Probably failing. Let us.
Yeah, I need to like the very exact
Yeah.
answers with
Yeah.
regards with that. So
Yeah.
like in form of some table maybe
Yeah.
you
I already there in the table is there. We have to look into that.
just bring it up like as
Yeah.
soon as possible. So we knew where we kind of, if let's say nothing works anymore, like even whatever worked before,
That is.
then we are in like in a much bigger trouble than if just
Yes, that is
we
my
stop.
worry. That is what is my worry. That is why, first of all, I was wanting to 7 no 7.1 correct and then test this and then
So
test the new version.
7.1 worked, you say?
Aura 7, Aura 7.1 is also not able, I'm not able to register channels in 7.1.
Mm.
So I'm not able to
Because
test.
not worry is one thing, and the actual test is another thing. If it didn't, if it haven't been tested, then it hasn't been tested. If it was tested
No,
but failed, that
I
then
haven't tested in. I should have tested this H323 and H320, Avaya H323 and Avaya SIP. That is the thing. That is the step which I did not do. That is why
hmm.
we are in a bit of a trouble.
Yeah, could you please again that bring up that table and the table should mention via 7.1 128 bits whether let's say if you were not able to run the test, you say not tested because and with Aura 8 you been able to test 7 with Aura 8 have you been able to test the 128 bits SRTP
No, no.
and
Only,
neither
yeah.
256.
Okay, let me open that. I think I am having the Excel sheet for
Mhm.
that.
Because if we have like more time for you to stay here, you could probably also try to like address that if it happened to
Yeah.
be mid-September. If not, then at least we should record the current state of affairs. So everything works in hammer to hammer scenario, but with a
Okay.
wire.
See, with SRTP,
Where
this
is that
is working
chart?
fine.
Where is that chart? Is that in the Jira?
Yeah, Jira also I've added.
It's part of that
Okay.
Jira item,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
this is with the whole thing. It is working. That is, Hammer is not having my changes. That is 128 bit
Wait a
with
second.
RI 8.0.
So
It is
your
working.
change is how to tell whether it's with your code or without your code.
This is without my code.
Okay, and what about
This
with
entire
your code?
table. This I have been trying uh, for, sorry, this table I have prepared after installing RI 8.0.
Mhm.
So
So
all these
that
results are
original
8.0.
original code, that's the test results with the original code.
Yeah, without my changes.
Mhm. And now with your code,
With my code, it is failing.
but where is the chart?
That is I have not prepared for, because this I have prepared with other
Yeah,
or
I'm talking
8.1.
about a similar table,
Okay.
but it has to be created for the version of the hammer
After.
with your changes,
Hmm.
and it should say like if it's green, then fine. If it's fail, you could probably have some colon called nodes, and you should say why it was failing, and also if you were not able to run the test or configure this test, then just explain what happened with that test for all those kind
Mhm.
of combinations, H323 and SIP, and
Yeah,
with Aura, I
I think I
guess
can
7
try
and
with
Aura 8
RI8.
as well.
Yes, probably I can do this test once with the new hammer.
Yeah, because what we are mostly interested in right now is like, of course, how it works with your changes, whether we can actually release them, and if we could say that it works with original, even
Mm.
with Aura 8, right? You could probably
Okay.
run it with the 128 bits and see
Mm.
whether it succeeds or not. If yes, then fine. Then you switch to 256. If it fails, then why and
Mm.
what might be like not working there. So we could pick it up and continue troubleshooting. Or if it's something
Mm.
simple, you may probably be able to explain.
Correct.
So the same table, but with new code and
Yes.
mhm.
I think at least we will do where this is with SRTP is green. Yeah, I think we should do other things also.
Mm.
It will be nice thing actually to do this.
Yeah, it should be clearly
Mm.
saying that
Yes.
your code and what version of the
Mm.
hammer you were running, like build. So if
Yeah.
somebody needs to like troubleshoot it by some chance, so they could
Mm.
see like one version before that or after that, etc.
Yeah. This is actually the version is 8021 without my changes,
Mm-hmm.
and 22 is a bad build. 23 is again reverted. 24th is the build which with my changes. 8.0.24.
Please do the following kind of the current state of this item.
Mhm.
So you create some kind of document or put it and put it to Jira. Then you
Mm.
say this is the build where your
Mm.
changes actually are,
Yes.
and then that like results of that testing, or a 7 and or a 8, and what
Yes.
is working and what is not, and
Mm.
then we can probably like discuss that table one more time when you're done. Just try to do it
Yes.
like early next
Mhm.
week, like Tuesday, so we could
Yes.
discuss it on Tuesday.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Shall we
Because
have a
at
quick
this point, they start to, you may have heard that they start talking about
code? Huh?
certification against that Aura 8.
Mm.
And if that doesn't work, we should not probably include it into that
Mm.
test. If it does work or if it can be easily fixed, then the
Mm.
other story. Hmm.
I landed into another problem while installing this RI 8.0. So I could not get the VMs with full 100 GB for each of them. Vimal could only give 50 GB VMs to me for others. For system manager, I'm having 100 GB.
Hmm.
So that also again didn't that RI 8.1 installation task did not go well from my side actually.
So it did not install
So
fully,
okay,
or
it
it
is installed,
installed? Huh?
but we are having these issues. First of all, these issues. This is the table which I created after for testing RI 8.0 installation. So many fails are there. I really don't know whether this is because of not having sufficient space or that something like that. But anyway, we have to see why it is failing.
Also, if you mention
Hmm.
that as well. So
Yes, I
these
will
these
tell that.
this and that were
Hmm.
installed on the
Hmm.
systems with the like
Correct.
metrics below recommended size
Yeah.
by aware, so that might cause some, might or
Yeah.
might not cause some either issues
Yeah.
or performance kind of
Yeah. I was
issues.
bit taken back because of this. Anyway.
Hmm.
Huh. So this code, other things are all pretty same actually.
Hmm.
All these changes are similar.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, endpoint, again, FX endpoint, media endpoint.
So the idea to have that working for video as well,
Yes,
right?
it everything will
And
work.
for both
Yes.
723 and
Mm.
323 and SIP trunk
Yeah.
and endpoint.
All will work. Only thing is my only doubt now is only one doubt I'm having here. Uh, it's not that thing. Defeat the previous version. Okay. This key size.
Mm,
This is the new variable which I have added,
mm.
right? If this is not initialized properly when creating the endpoint, then there is a chance of failure.
For both. Older functionality and new functionality.
The new functionality or old also might fail because I'm checking this queue size equal to 128. I'll just I'll note it. I'll just again go through the Visual Studio and see where exactly
Yeah,
the issue could be.
please check
Yeah,
that.
because I
And
don't want others to
just
spend
my
days on this
thing
again.
here, as I can tell right now, is to make sure that the current 128-bit at least works with
Mhm.
the Avaya. Is the one.
Yeah, it will work. Only it's a kind of one or two misses will be there probably. If we can test once, then
Yeah,
we can be
if you
100%.
could do that, it would be
Yeah.
perfect.
Unfortunately, that one test could not be done at that time.
And
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
can you do it now? I mean, with that current installation with
yeah.
8.1?
I
Or,
will try that one. H323 connections are there, right? It is working fine. So
yeah, at
that
least
particular test.
SIP is clearer, I guess, here, but
Mhm. Yes.
most try with SIP probably and see whether it works, like a
Mhm.
station to station. So in general, if
Yes.
it works for that,
Mm.
it might probably tell that in general that all those algorithms are
Mm.
working in a new manner. If it doesn't work, then we cannot actually release it, and we have
We
to.
cannot release. That is the problem. That is why I was pressing on this. But
Okay.
somehow, because other tasks became important for people and all are busy actually.
Yeah,
So it was
that's
not. That is the reason why this could not get the
yeah.
attention actually. Though I brought the attention in the Scrum 2 3 times, I
Yeah,
discussed with
I
you.
know, but
Yeah,
I
because
was myself part in that kind of
mm,
wait,
mm,
wait,
yes.
and wait. But
See, after if I miss again few days, this code will become old for me. Then it will
mhm.
become more and more difficult.
Yeah,
But
just
anyway,
make that clean cut and see. First of all, see, try to
mm,
spend some time on remaining time on
yeah,
testing that original functionality, at least
yes,
128 bits, and also after that create that table that clearly show what with new
mm,
build with your changes what works and what doesn't, what
mm,
haven't been tested, and etc. So we knew the very exact status.
okay, yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
So basically, there is no need to further go into this, but
Yes.
just note that CL number.
Hmm.
Probably that also I will create and put it in a document.
Hmm. Yeah, and do it like
Yes. One document, SRTP,
mhm,
all I will put it and then send it to you, right?
yes. Hmm. Hmm.
Including the place where I found the documentation, that
Hmm.
PDF file, right?
Yeah, whatever you have on that and which
Yes.
is not in this zero item, then
Mm.
put it there. Mm,
Yeah. I'll
please.
create one document and send it to you and also add to the Jira item also.
Me,
So
Yax, and Chiraya.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Good.
Good anyway.
Uh,
There is one base class, one base channel class,
uh-huh.
uh, which is in which I added that variable. So if that variable is initialized properly, those channels will work properly. Other channels might fail.
What do you mean? Might fail is meaning what?
I'll write in the document anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
it is also not showing properly here.
And mention that everything works in a hammer to hammer
Yes,
test.
yes.
So
Because
would that be kind of sort of proof
mm,
that it's initialized properly, or
yes.
for that we really need Avaya in the middle?
Mm.
Vinod? That's the question.
Yeah.
If it
Yes.
works in hammer to hammer, what
Yes.
we would give you some confidence that it might work
Yes.
with a wire.
Yes. It should be ideally.
Mhm. Okay, I see.
Okay. So thank you for your time. We can
Yeah,
stop the
with that timestamp we need really yaks for that. So I'm stopping recording
Okay.
first of all, right?
Okay. Timestamp issue. You want to see that?
No, I see. I
Uh,
want to see it when the yaks is available, so
okay.
he know the details.